All right, so I will tell you about me in kind of probably mid-elementary school. I do not remember the exact grade or age. I might have been second or third grade. And as I said, my mother's a nurse, all right? So she must go to work. And I woke up not feeling well. Um, and I didn't have a high fever. And so I went to school and my mother went to work. And the neighbors that lived behind us, she was the backup for mother if we were sick or needed to be picked up from school. So somewhere in the late morning, I needed to be picked up from school because my fever had increased. And so Mrs. Sprunger picked me up from school, put me comfortably in her dining room on her day bed, and my fever proceeded to increase and increase and increase and increase. And when my mother came home from work, she took me to the doctor, my mother and father together took me to the doctor. And the doctor was a long-term friend of the family. So he spent maybe 2 seconds examining me, walked into the next room, and you could hear his phone call. He called the emergency room and he says, "I'm sending you a dead one. Do the best you can." Right? My appendix had broken earlier in the day. Right? And so my father drove like a madman to the emergency room after hearing this message. They whisked me into the ER and took out whatever they could, right? And that night, my mother went home, and somewhere in the middle of the night, my room fills with this gorgeous light. I mean, it's just such a beautiful light. It is bright, but it doesn't hurt your eyes, right? It is just gorgeous. And there is a being standing over me. And this being moves hands across my body, and I fall back to sleep. And when my mother shows up at 7 that morning, my entire body is covered with black and brown gunk. So whatever they could not sponge out of my cavity was actually lifted out of my cavity. And so here I am, right? I don't die. I live, right? But because of a spiritual being creating that healing.